recording already, isn't it?
Yes, recording. Yeah. All right, safe. Sinners Finance, episode 2. Who we got in the room? Let's all introduce ourselves. Wait there, before we begin, honourable shout out to Slayer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He's not here today.
Hopefully be here next time.
You know how it goes when you're trying to get deals done, when you're trying to, on your business ish. You get it? So yeah. So honourable shout out to him. But who we got in the room today? Where we starting?
The main man.
It's Honourman's show, It's your lot show. I'm just here. I'm a guest. It's your lot show.
And the drinks have been flowing. Obviously, it's a finance show still, but we can still hold a drink, isn't it? We can still hold a little liquor and having a conversation at the same time.
And vibes.
Mm-hmm. CS.
It's your show. I'm on the finance show.
Introduce yourself.
CS, I do production for Sinners Podcast.
Okay.
And I do a list of other things, creatively wise, camera wise.
I think that's the best time. I think this is the best time to introduce yourself properly, bro, because obviously you're not just a cameraman for Secret Sinners. Obviously, you're a businessman. You own multiple businesses. You've got multiple things going on. So, bro, don't give yourself a small introduction.
Nah, I'm not.
Let's get it done properly, bro. Come on.
Talk the things, bro.
All right, then I'm gonna do it. Yeah, that is pissing me off, though. I know that's in the shop. I can't get rid of that.
I think it's because
Yeah, he did say a long time ago, take it down.
What
Hey,
is
this-
that though?
So
What is that for?
basically, when
Start pulling down the soundproofing and everything.
when there's leaks in here, it's kind of what we use as a deflection.
Yeah.
You get me?
So,
on the wall.
just know that there's
Basically, a slide.
just know that
It's a water slide.
Yeah.
all you gotta know is that not everything's always perfect. Do you get it?
Yeah.
It might seem that way, but
It's a recession.
it's a recession, man.
We're about to find out.
All right then. I'm back. So, who am I? I am CS. My name's Courtney Salmon, but obviously the alias is CS Visuals. That's the alias that I go under when doing production and camera work. Obviously, been doing it for like 10 years now, I think it is. And yeah, like just do a range of different things, you get what I'm saying? But obviously, Speedy, who's the mastermind behind the whole Sinners podcast, he's brought me in, and
I haven't brought you in, bro.
you've assembled a team. That's what it is, bro. You assembled a team, innit?
You're both major parts of the machine.
Yeah. And yeah, like I don't really like to consider myself just a camera person. Like there's a lot more facets to me. I feel like there's a lot more skills in my arsenal, if that's how you say it. But like, yeah, like there's just more to me than just picking up a camera and getting a nice shot or filming something. You get what I'm saying? Like,
So you would say like you're a creative, yeah, but you've got your business side to you as well.
yeah, I think I'm
At least
definitely
you're trying to.
Yeah, I'm passionate about business. You get me? I don't think I've had the biggest success in it in terms of like.
You can't say that. Well,
Like I said, from a financial point of view, I know that we said it in the first episode. It's all relative and it always changes. You get what I'm saying? But I'm just saying for myself, I haven't had that financial. I haven't had that financial day where I'm like, all right, cool. I've made a certain amount that I think where I am right now is a
Don't
massive
feel like
amount.
you've been fully rewarded.
Yeah.
Do any of us feel like
Yeah.
that?
Not never. Obviously, we don't. But like I
Mikey,
said,
let us get you into the mic though, please.
yeah, sit forward.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Mikey's been on the Kavas here, so that's how it goes sometimes.
But yeah, man, I do more than just hold a camera.
Yeah, but what you're saying there though, bro, like
Go on,
I don't know if you're
downplaying myself.
undervaluing yourself, but I don't think anyone here actually believes that they've hit what they need to be. They've made their targets as such, like their end goal.
No, I get that. I understand it. I hear it. So
But obviously, you're coming from more of a creative angle in it. So
it's, you know what it is? It's when I see like 6 figures, like from one creative pursuit. You get what I'm saying? Like, all right, cool. You've brought me in
One project.
one project. You get like that's when I can say, all right, safe. I feel like I've hit a certain level. I haven't done that yet. You get what I'm saying? So that for me is a checkpoint.
What does that
Get
look
me?
like? What would bring something like that? Give me an example.
I don't know, doing a global campaign. You know what I'm saying? For like Adidas, for Nike. Have to talk into the mic though.
Okay.
Yeah. So doing like a global campaign for Adidas, for for Nike. Just like working with, some form of corporate company or whatever it may be, like whoever it is, just knowing that there's a big bag at the end of it, you know what I'm saying? But with what we're doing over here with Sinners now, it's like there's a massive focus on influence, and the way in which that this is being positioned is that this is just going to be a massive billboard for everybody that's involved. You get what I'm saying? And it will be used as a springboard to launch anything that we want to get into. So maybe that corporate bag that I'm talking about from a company that might not never come, but because we've got the influence now, I could say, all right, safe. This is the product that I'm selling, or this is what we're doing, and I make that 100 grand from something else.
That's exactly.
You get what I'm saying? So I'm not saying I'm fixated on just getting that, but I know there's a figure that I want to see from one project to say, boom. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. But
That's exactly what I was gonna say. That 6 figures might come from putting the 5-figure money into an investment, and then you're gonna see the 6-figure.
yeah,
Profit.
of course.
So sometimes it doesn't come how you think it's gonna come.
So, and obviously you got two ways of looking at it there, because obviously you're basically saying from your actual craft you'd like to see big value from you as a creator. But obviously now you've entered into a business world where potentially you creating a machine that can also see big value. Maybe not in one foul swoop, but eventually.
Yeah, it's not coming from someone, and it's based off obviously the influence that we've created from the show. You get what I'm saying?
Come on, bro.
Rather than somebody just coming to me and saying, "Oh, we like the skill sets that you have, and we want you to, handle this project." And in all honesty, I think I would prefer for it to come through the influence rather than someone saying, "Oh, they want to employ me to do something," because like you don't really have control. And then if someone's gonna pay you 100 bags, they're gonna think that they kind of own your life until, you know what I'm saying? So
For real.
So it's like,
It's true. That 100 bags that you're being paid, is it? Maybe it was worth more.
you get me? Like they're gonna feel like they own you. So
Yeah.
it probably ain't even worth it like that. You get me? So I'd much rather do it this way anyway. So
Okay.
Are you just saying that, or you just...
nah, man, come on. Like you think so? You think I'm gonna? How long did it take us to set this camera?
No, I'm.
You get me? Cause I could be at home right now. You get me?
was
But
putting
man's
in work,
here.
man.
You get what I'm saying? So
Hey, I believe it, bro. I believe it.
yeah, bro, I believe it. Trust
I
me.
was here with you, man.
So who else we got in here? Obviously, you gotta introduce yourself, guys, every week. You know what I'm trying to say? Like,
Every week.
Every week thing.
Yeah.
And until they know.
come on, bro. You know what it is? Some people will catch on to things late, bro. So
Nah, of course.
and some people don't like to go backwards. And well, they might start here and then go backwards. Still gotta know who you are. So
That's true.
really, I'm supposed to say Sinner Finance on Sinner Speed. I forgot. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying Sinner Speed, innit? But yeah, CS has introduced yourself. So
I'm Sam, aka the Urban Coach at the moment. I am in the property sector.
we don't have to go that deep. It's just a
All right, then, cool.
introduction. But
Oh, we're deep, bro.
No. But one thing I'm gonna say is obviously you've been doing your urban coach thing though, and you've been putting out your little videos.
Yeah, that's a new project. That's a new project.
Yeah. So
some
let me
value.
ask you a question then, Sam. You see with these videos, yeah. What inspires you to make certain videos on certain topics?
You know what it is? When you've been in business and had certain knowledge for a certain amount of years, you think certain things become natural to you. But when you have conversations with other people, you realize sometimes it's the smallest things that have become so natural that can actually benefit other people.
Yeah.
So for me, it's just a way of giving back, giving back value. The smallest thing can help someone's life
Facts.
massively.
Yeah, it's
So
true.
that's what it's about, to be honest.
Come on, man. So it's basically about giving back.
Giving back.
Yeah, man. Okay. Sweet. And we have the big bad.
Yeah, Michael, property professional, but he's saying don't get deep with it. So.
I'm not saying, come on, bro. Man. Obviously, like I said, we got to introduce all of ourselves from the beginning. Obviously, we're missing Slayer, who was here from the beginning. You get what I'm trying to say? So, is what it is. But what are we saying, guys? Like, where are we going today? We're getting close to a recession.
Yeah, so today's topic is going to be regarding recession. Is the kind of current hot topic in business, finance, economic sector. So we are heading into a recession. Me personally, this is going to be the first recession I'm actually witnessing.
Yeah,
that's going to affect man business wise. At the moment, interest rates are going up. That's going to affect the property market. The pound's weakening.
So we're saying from a property point of view, it's going to affect everyone massively. Is it?
Yeah,
is there anyone?
Because at the end of the day,
is there anyone that you're saying benefits from it, or is it like?
Yeah, 100%. Because recession creates opportunity. If you've got the eye for opportunity, and that comes from knowledge, then you can see opportunity in the market and you can take advantage of it. There's a lot of millionaires that are made in recession times, so I'm definitely looking to take advantage of this recession.
You know, just on a simple one, if you look at mortgages, they're more expensive now.
Yeah.
So less people are going to be able to afford them. So the house prices have to come down because there's going to be less people to buy them.
There's a knock-on effect.
Yeah.
And that's just it. If you are in a position to get a mortgage or you have cash, you know, prices are going to come down to something a bit more reasonable.
Well, if you don't have cash, how would you take advantage of the recession?
Having good credit, coming together with more than one person. Like you might not have the cash, but four of you might. You know what I mean?
Joint venturing with people. So if you can spot the opportunity, you ain't got the cash, but they have. You might have the eye for the opportunity. They might have the cash. Teaming up, if it makes sense, take that risk.
Yeah, and just being creative and seeing opportunity. How many people started food businesses?
Yeah.
Whole Corona thing.
Yeah.
They weren't even thinking about food like that before.
Yeah.
Now look, you know what I mean?
It's important to know that what you said there, though, bro, about taking that risk. Obviously, like anything that you're gonna do is a risk, innit? It's also important to calculate the risk, but everything is a risk, and I don't know. Without taking a risk, there's no reward.
100%. It's like exactly what you just said there. Investing without knowledge is gambling. So the way you make it a calculated risk is by gaining more knowledge. At the end of the day, as much knowledge as you get, there's always going to be a risk involved. But the risk starts to get more calculated, and you start to feel more confident with your risk with the more knowledge you get in what you're looking to invest in, whether it business, stocks and shares, property.
And, you know, just to build on that as well, hedging bets. You know, there's only sometimes a risk is just a risk. There's not much you can do.
Yeah.
But hedging the bet, like in gambling, they call it arbitrage betting, where like you might bet on both sides because the odds are slightly.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter as long as somebody wins. You put enough on both sides that you can get something in the middle.
Yeah.
Hedging the bet. So it's like.
So how would you put that into?
So it's like if you opened up a shop, can you have a vending machine there? Can you sell more than one item? You know what I'm saying? If you opened up a, could you do Deliveroo from there?
Okay.
Just open up many different streams of income.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. So you mean having multiple streams of income from the situation that you put yourself in? Is that how you would?
So for example, if I go with my example with the gym, obviously, we spoke in the last episode, opening the gym, opening up maybe a juice bar off the back of that,
right,
or
selling
food
supplements,
stands,
supplements,
them kind of things.
You know what I mean? But sometimes the hedging is like...
I'd say hedging your bet is kind of different, or it's kind of opposite. You know what I'm saying? So for
it
example,
is a little bit different.
You've got different markets. So for example, this isn't exact, but say in recent times, say when the property market goes up, when the property market goes down, gold might go up. So it's kind of like, you're covering, when one's coming down, one's coming up, so you're kind of equaling out somewhere.
All right, you see with this now, that's something that you need to... What is hedging in finance?
Go on there, man.
So to give it basically like gym now. If you gym, you might also have like a fast food business. You know what I'm trying to say to you?
Because you know what it is. Like, look at the Big Short. They hedge against stocks that they put on to do well with stocks that they expect to lose.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
It's just kind of like they're betting against themselves to make sure that they win on both sides.
Right.
So,
I get you.
if there's a quick description of what is hedging against risk.
Right.
Hedging is a strategy that tries to limit risk in financial assets. It uses financial instruments or market strategies to offset the risk of any adverse price movements. Put another way, investors hedge one investment by making a trade in another.
So it says you could use market strategies to do it. One of those strategies could be if you've got a property, you rent it to someone that's going to do guaranteed rent for a long period of time. So you might do a single let. That's quite risky because someone could lose their job and then you're done. You might do a HMO, which is a bit less risky because you've got multiple rooms to bring in an income, but you've still got to keep all these rooms full. Or you could hand it over to like a social housing provider like Crossroads Housing and lock it in for like 5 years, and you've hedged it for 5 years at least.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
How easy to do that?
this is where knowledge and networking comes in.
It's got to pivot when the market conditions change. You just need to see where you pivot. Like it's just, you just need to be on the ball, man. It's just like business. Like one strategy won't work with business because the market conditions change. You need to change with the market conditions, and that's why you always need to be looking for the next craze, the next thing to add to your business.
Nice.
To stay relevant.
So what's the latest trend that you lot are forecasting to happen within property then?
All right, cool. So, like I said, this is going to be the first recession man is experiencing being in property. So, in a recession, I know a lot of repossessions happen. A lot of So, first of all, it starts with a lot of businesses close down. That means a lot of jobs are lost.
Okay.
So, people aren't able to pay their mortgages. People go into repossession. So you're able to get these assets at a discounted price.
Is that through going to like auctions and that?
It can be through multiple strategies, direct marketing, advertising, having the right connections, to be honest. But just basically being there as a solution specialist, just to be able to basically meet someone's need. At the end of the day, even someone going through a repossession, you're not looking to take advantage of them. You're looking for a win-win scenario. So somewhere where you win, but they also win. You could save their credit from going into a really bad place to a point where they're not able to even get a mortgage again.
So would that be your what's the word now? Is that what you'll be using to not bribe them, but to what's the word? Bargain. Is that what you're using to kind of get the deal to say, all right, cool, we'll stop you from getting shit credit if...
Yeah, that'll be one of the factors. But at the end of the day, it needs one of my principles. It has to be a win-win situation. I ain't taking advantage of no one. So as long as they're happy and we can add value to the situation, and everyone can benefit, it's a goal. It's a win-win.
Let's kind of talk about credit, bro. Because if we break it down a bit simpler with credit, being as this second episode, I don't think a lot of people do understand about credit, and obviously you touched on it a bit in a few videos, But like what you were saying in one of your videos, you thought that paying with cash, you was leading your credit to be in a good place, but obviously, it doesn't work like that.
Nah, the credit system is a deep thing, and I can't say that I've got it 100% boxed off myself.
Yeah, come on,
it's always changing, and there's a lot of things happening behind the scenes that we don't understand. But there was a point where basically I was just not on the radar. I didn't have nothing in my name, and I thought that my credit would be good because of that. But realistically, my credit was bad, not because I had acted bad with credit, but just because I didn't have none. So there's no track record of how I would perform when given credit.
So what's the best advice that you're giving to people that,
to get your credit score up?
Just people that come from a similar background, and they want to do more with their life. They're trying to make changes. They've come from a certain type of life where all they know is cash. You get it? But everyone wants to make changes, bro, in life. You get what I'm saying? Well, not everyone, but obviously there's people that are trying to make changes and necessarily don't know the right way to go about it.
It all comes down to your personal plan, to be honest with you, because at the end of the day, the reality of it is you can purchase a property with bad credit, but you won't be getting the best interest rates. Certain lenders won't mess with you. Getting your credit score up, you just gotta basically just get involved with the system, really. You know what I'm trying to say? Get a credit building credit card, act responsibly.
How do you take advantage of having good credit though?
Because basically you're able to lend money. If you've got good credit, you're able to lend money at a decent rate. And if you're a good business person or investor, then you're able, basically, simple maths. If someone's going to borrow your money at say 2-3%, and then you're able a year, and then you're able to make 10, 15, 20%, then the numbers talk for themselves.
Okay, I get you.
I'll tell you a tip on how to increase the credit. You see, like Experian, when they've got the paid service, use it. Phone them up. On your credit history, you'll have things like attachments to people. Yeah, like people that like you might. Certain man might have stayed at a girl's house and had something delivered to the house. She's now on your credit. You might still have your mum's address down as where you get all your posts. She's on your credit. These people are like blockers that will. It doesn't matter what you do. In some cases, your credit won't go past a certain level unless you get rid of these. Like they're almost like cookies. Like when you search on the internet, you got history and cookies.
You have to clear your cache.
You have to clear the cache.
All right.
But you can't clear your cache without asking for it to be cleared.
Okay.
You have to make them phone calls, innit?
You have to make them phone calls.
Cookies.
And like when you've paid off certain things and just there, but it says 0 or settled, you can get those things off.
Yeah.
If they're not serving a purpose, just get them off.
Okay. I'll be honest, bro. I didn't even know about this stuff till recently. Well, I did, but I'm not a phone call guy, bro. So, like, I'd probably have certain things on my name that was stopping me from even progressing. But obviously, Gurge. Obviously, we know Gurge. Secret Sinners. Obviously,
that's the number there that you was on about.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's a man that's sat in the office, looked through my credit. You get what I'm saying? We've made phone calls. You get what I'm trying to say? There's certain CCJs on my name that we've bargained with certain companies. Yo, listen, I'm gonna pay this now. If you can pay this now, you're gonna take it off the system, and so on and so forth. To put my credit in a better position that I can now work on it. I'm building it.
Credit can be a fantastic thing, man. And like you just said, you didn't know, so you didn't know no better. And now you're looking into it. You're looking to repair it.
Repair it, yeah, 100%.
But any of the viewers that are basically in that position, like the first step is to just basically get their credit report, look into it, and speak to someone.
What's a good credit score?
999.
Nah,
that's the best.
That's the best. That's
you know one piece of advice that I'd give. Yeah, I don't really. I know about credit, but I'm not the best to be giving advice. But I had certain things on my name when on my thingy that I paid, and because I paid them, because I paid it, they couldn't take it off. It stays on there for a certain amount of time. But if I didn't pay it and I phoned them first, and I bargained with them, I could have. I came to a position where I said, "Yo, if I pay this now, are you gonna take it off my name?" And I took it off. Where there's other things where I paid it first, and
contact them.
Yeah, without contacting them.
And now it's still on there.
Yeah, it stays on my name.
Okay.
As something that's paid, but the CCJ is still on my name. Yeah. Do you get it? So that's just a little bit of advice that I would give. If you are trying to sort out your credit score, like try to contact whatever business or whoever's the debt with first, and then see if you can come to some sort of arrangement where if you pay the debt, if you got the money to pay the debt, pay it, and then ask them if they can take off the CCJ off your name.
Yeah,
and even within that, sometimes you don't want to pay it. Sometimes you just want to get a settlement figure.
Yeah, settlement. Yeah. Even
where you can pay like 60-70%.
And that can be a reduced amount.
Yeah.
If any of the viewers want any little bit of way of moving forward, I'm sure shout out to me or Mike's, and then we'll just give you some advice on that. I'm saying to go back to your question, what's a good credit score? 999 is the best, and then it just goes down in categories. I ain't got the number.
I'm saying that, let's say someone's got a credit score of 750. This isn't my credit score neither. I'm just saying that.
Sounds like it's yours, bro.
It's actually not mine. It's a bit better than that, but it's not 999. It's not 999. I promise you that.
Credit scores go up and down.
Mine
up and down.
Always goes up and down in it. But you see me, like I use my credit card all the time. You get what I'm saying? And I take loans out. I've got things out just on purpose. Just to make sure that the credit scores.
The smart strategies that you can use, man, like closing a credit account. Like there's one time when I had two credit cards. Like basically, this is when I was building my credit. I had two credit cards, and then I closed the credit account, and my score shot up just for closing a credit account.
Okay.
So all those kind of things there, like there's ways of
What's the scores on the table then?
scores go up and down, man. I've had a very good one and I've had a good one. I've had a bad one.
I swear mine's gone up, but I know it's probably due to go down.
You know,
Mine's gone down.
when you take a mortgage, when you take a mortgage out, it comes down.
Yeah.
When you open
exactly
up a new
that.
account, it comes down.
There you go. Then
It's
so
kinda-
obviously when
it's up and
when you're
down.
taking out big loans, it's gone down, and
You know, at this point, I would say credit scores are important for some things, but more so your track record. It depends what you're doing and what area you're in. Because if
Yeah.
you're a guy that's like getting these great deals on, say, property and you're flipping them around, after a while, they won't even care about it. They won't even check that.
yeah.
It's just like, what have you done? You've
Oh.
done this.
Depends on what you got against your name, innit?
Okay,
Comes down to your
So you're just saying it's the
Relationship.
history
Yeah.
of how you go about spending money
But
and using
the
money.
credit
that-
score is what gets you there in the first place, to some extent.
It depends on your entry.
Yeah. True.
Because like, you could come with a great deal right now, and I might have the money, and I'll be like, I don't care what your credit score is. I just want to know about this property.
yeah. True,
Yeah.
You're right.
The credit score only really matters with
If you just go into a straight
it-
commercial
it-
high street
yeah.
bank,
100%.
Okay.
because if you're
them
a
kind of lenders.
you could be a millionaire with bad credit. All right, well, what have you got? We'll just secure it against that.
Yeah.
So like, people shouldn't
There's
get hung up
there's
on credit
other
score too
options,
much.
there's other
They shouldn't get
Yeah,
hung
there
up.
is.
Yeah, it's important to sort it out and behave responsibility and all that. It's a good measurement and indicator of just generally.
Depends
how
what
you
type of
behave.
person you are, though, innit? Because some people will live in bad credit, knowing what they're trying. Well, what they've got planned within certain. I don't know, like he says, like they're probably putting yourself in debt, knowing that the investments that you got is going to lead you to certain places within the next 6
I think
months
it's
or
definitely
what.
something you need to work on to improve, because at the end of the day, for me, it's like, yeah, credit's going to go up and down, but you want to kind of be in a position where if you enter in a business deal or you're going for some lending, you never really want that to hold you back.
Yeah, 100%.
So you always want to be working on it to improve it, but it's not the be all and end all.
Everyone is different, but like everyone's attitude to risk is different as well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm someone that will just run the credit down to zero for a period of time if I know it's gonna benefit me in some ways. Like really stretch it, but it's because I know within myself I will get it back. I've
Yeah.
been to 150 and I've been at 999.
Swear down.
And I've been back to 150 and I got it back to 999 in like 6 months. You get me?
Yeah,
I know it's not even that serious. All I want to see is certain behaviors after a certain time. But once you start dealing with certain money, and like you got credit cards like over 10 bag limits and all that kind of stuff, it gets a bit different.
I'm saying, so when you got credit cards that are over 10 bag limits, yeah, does that mean that you're seen as a responsible person with money?
It means you're seen as someone that can get it in.
Yeah.
Oh,
And then what they'll do is they'll want to see if they'll keep loading you up like Buckaroo until you're boss.
Swear
Because,
down.
like we were saying before the cameras was on, like the lender or the debtor is slave to the lender, and they know that. They know one way or another they'll get their money back.
It's a big Bible verse there, you know.
Like they don't mind. We'll load you up and put like 20% interest on it, APR and all that kind of stuff. Then we'll just wait. We're going to send you all these angry letters, and if we get angry enough, we've got steps to get this money back.
Oh, so they're just waiting in the cut, just waiting to this.
And if you do well, no problem, just raise it to 20. Oh, you got that? All right.
Okay,
Big man.
yeah.
30,
Yeah, I get you,
40,
I get you, I get
50
you.
until they find your limit.
You just need to know what you're doing. When it comes to especially credit cards, you need to know what you're doing. But there is certain hacks, you know what I'm trying to say? It's like balance transfer cards. Like if you're basically struggling with credit card debt and you're paying hundreds of pounds a month and the credit card's not going down, you get me? And your credit's decent, you can transfer it onto a balance transfer card and basically have interest-free finance for a couple of years. You know what I'm trying to say? But
You can also get
man.
good cash back on them as well.
On what?
You can get good cash back on credit cards.
on your purchases.
Like on most things, especially it's like a Tesco club card, you get 1% back on all your purchases. I went to Switzerland earlier this year, flew business and
Mad.
hotel, everything paid for off my credit card. I didn't pay for it at all. I paid £1.
Yeah.
What?
I paid £1 booking fee, and I went to Switzerland.
And what? And the credit card.
What did you go Switzerland for, my bro?
Take it all in, man.
Rolex.
I wish I can't afford it. I never. You know what I mean? I just went there to just take it all in, but the card paid for that.
But how? Like explain how does the card pay for that? Then?
Like points.
So,
and
yeah.
The more you,
So you have to select.
spending,
You have
and
to
then
select the card that you want, depending on the lifestyle that you want to live. For some people, don't care about flying, but they want some money off their shop. Or some people there's a card for everything.
Okay.
Like these are just financial products. Eventually, you'll see like it's like picking something off the shelf.
Because you got to remember, yeah, the credit card company gets paid in two ways. They get paid the interest you pay them, and they get paid off the purchases. So when you make a purchase for a credit card, they get paid a small percentage.
Oh,
You know what I'm trying to say? So they've got two streams of income.
Yeah.
okay.
They have brand deals.
Yeah.
They have brand deals. So my card was an Amex card for British Airways.
That's what I was just about to ask about them. Like I've seen people talk about those cards in it. So like the cards that are related to like air miles in it. So you get certain.
I specifically got it because I knew that the way I was working, I was probably gonna go for a time when I didn't really have that much disposable income. So I thought, all right, well, what can I do? I just put all my expenses on a credit card, but I was clearing it every month and all that kind of stuff.
And then by doing that, you basically just get a free holiday.
Free
points,
holiday.
innit?
Eventually, you'll get a free
So
holiday.
that's a hack in it. You know what's mad? Like that's a major pressure. Especially, you see my youth, he's putting me under pressure, bro. Like he's saying we're going to buy next year, bro. He's 6.
How old are you?
He's 6, bro. He's 6. This is what he's saying. You get me? So I've got to find the money for that, regardless. You get me?
You need to go and get one of them air mile cards, man.
Exactly, because
Bills off or
obviously
something.
I don't have to save for it. I can spend and do what I'm doing day to
Everything
day.
helps.
Where has he got that from, though, man?
Too much
Man,
Instagram
bro,
and that, man.
his chest is high, bro.
Yo,
Where did you even hear that?
His son says that I chat too much.
He listens to everything, takes everything
takes
in.
it in,
You
man.
get what I'm saying? So
Smart kid, man.
But even that, though, man, that's a beautiful thing, man. You know, being able to take your kids away and give them experience. That's parenting.
yeah, for real.
Yeah,
For
100%.
real.
Even with the
100%,
pressure.
trust me.
Yeah, with the pressure in it.
Bring them to work. Talk to them on the school run. Fill their minds, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that, you know, you know, a lot of people when kids talk and ask questions, they say like, "Yo, be quiet and shut up." Nah, man, let them talk.
Yeah,
Let
that's
them talk, man. Answer every single question.
Trust me. I'm not trying to get into like a parenting podcast, but that same thing that you're talking about, like one time, like his mom was on the phone now, and you know, like as an adult, you'll be on the phone to someone, and then when you come off the phone, you'll say, "Oh, that person's a dickhead." Yeah. So now my man's tried to interject and say, "Yo, you know, he tried to call you a dickhead when she was on the phone." Like, but then I've had to teach him about context. Like, you need to understand context. Like,
100%.
like don't jump into to adult conversations. You need to, you need, get me? Like, you need to learn and listen. Once the conversation's had, then ask mom, why did she say that? To get understanding of what's going on rather than just jumping in. You get me? So I make sure that my youth asks everything, and you know what I'm saying?
I
Like,
love the school run, man. It's like the other day I was dropping my kids to school, and my daughter was talking about what she wants to be when she's older, and she was saying, "Yo, daddy, like, do I have to do what you tell me to do?" I'm saying, "Nah, man. Like, yo, I'll advise you."
Yeah.
But like, because at the end of the day, like, yo, as parents, I feel like you need to identify your kids' skills and kind of try and direct them. But at the end of the day, the decision's with them.
yeah,
I was
facts.
gonna say, but I just said to her, "Nah," I said, "I'll advise you what I think you should do, but then you do what you have a passion for."
Yeah.
But the foundation, you're definitely gonna have business and finance knowledge, no matter whatever you go into. You know what I'm saying? So
100%.
you know what I'm trying to say? Because at the end of the day, you have to. It's as parents, it's not your decision, but you do have to direct them. You know what I'm trying to say to you with your own wisdom.
Yeah, there's certain knowledge that you have to give them within whatever they want to get into to let them understand that, you know, there's ups and downs also. You get it?
Nah, 100%.
And just like, I don't know, just a bit more backstory to what they want to get into, because it's not all just you know, glamorous. Not everything's glamorous, is it? So
Nah, 100%, and that's why, like, especially in this day and age, like, yo, we're all grafters. You get me?
Yeah.
We're all busy.
yeah,
You know, in this day and age, both parents are busy.
yeah,
So it's easy to throw our kids in front of the iPad, in front of the TV. But at the end of the day, if our kids are watching 2-3 hours of TV a day, and then we're only spending an hour with them, like, yo, who's parenting the kid? And that's something you have to be cautious about, especially with the internet and YouTube and whatnot. Yo, you have to put things in place, like restrictions and.
yeah.
Like sometimes I'm walking past the TV, like, yo, what did that cartoon just say? Like,
Lock it off.
yo, lock that off.
But yeah,
Trust me.
there's that too still, but certain times you can pick up on certain skills that you maybe your kid has developed from that. Because yo, I swear that my son, I can't get his head out of the iPad, bro, I'll be honest. But within saying that, you can tell me so much things technologically. Like, it's not like he's just in the iPad. He's learning from
100%.
in certain ways. Do you get it? Where I swear down, I feel safe with him not finding something that might be detriment to him. Then do you get it?
Okay.
If anything, he's learning from it. He's learning things that he can teach me, or things where I can say, "Yo, take this, and you show me how this works." Do you get it? And that's what I get from him, though. Do you get it? I don't think it's all. I don't think that works for everyone, but I'm saying sometimes you can find certain ways within some people that where it may be a benefit to them. Do you get it?
Yeah, I definitely hear what you're saying. I think as a parent, it is
To the mic.
Sorry, man. It is hard to know when you're helping and when you're harming your children. It's a fine line. But just going on like what we was talking about with the credit and stuff, like for me, it's almost like don't take it too seriously. Like as long as you're heading in the right direction, like things will kind of find its natural way. You can't force everything. Sometimes your credit's just gonna mash up.
Yeah, I get you.
You're gonna just do that one thing and it's just gonna mash up, but you still have to live. You know what I mean? It's just like a kid, you get me. You have to give him a little bit of rope to walk on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's true.
But get back onto the recession talk.
Mm-hmm.
This is probably the first recession we're going to go through. We're all conscious and we probably will be affected by it. I know I have. Just redid my mortgage and it's like £150 more than it was last year. And
A month. Raw.
If I was living in the house and I was on a fixed wage, it might be peak, you get me? It might be peak, especially with the gas prices and.
Nah, I get you still. I do understand that. Like, have you felt the pinch of like the energy rises and that?
You know, for me, it's different because like I manage like 20 plus properties.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I've got personal leases on a lot of them through my businesses and stuff like that. So I'm responsible for like 20 different gases and electrics. It's serious. You know what I'm saying? It's peak.
It's difficult when basically you're paying the gas and electric
In a HMO.
but the tenants are running it up.
Bahamas.
They've got no connection. Like
Yeah, I get.
normally when you're in your house
Yeah.
and you're like, the gas and electric was kind of high. Let me tone it down. You get me?
Nah.
These man are just
Crank it up.
Every day.
These man they've got no connection with paying the bills and using the bills.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? It's a mad one.
And that's one of the things about property, especially when you got HMOs.
100%.
They ain't got no care, no responsibility for the bill, no nothing.
But you know, if it goes up, manager's gonna have to talk to them like,
Talk to them.
Can't you put it on a timer?
Well, the timers are coming out
we're
now.
doing all sorts, man.
And like
we're doing all
lot
sorts.
boxes over the brothers people.
Down.
We have to start sending letters to the gas and electric companies.
Saying what?
Well, this is a hack. If you are a family or you're on benefits, or you can kind of show them any kind of vulnerability, like young people or old people,
It's grants.
send them a letter. Send them a letter and say, listen, if you lock this off right now, you're going to cause some serious hardship and mental situations. So you need to be very careful about what you consider to do when this bill gets too high. But I'm telling you, I can't pay it.
Yeah,
I will continue to pay what I've been paying, but
there's grant. There's also they've also got these energy companies have been putting money aside for years. So there's also they've got grants for hardship. So like Mike just said, like applying for that grant and saying the right things to get access to that money to get your bill down. Like obviously there's help from the government, but there's also help from the energy companies themselves internally.
But you see what my biggest problem right now actually is? Running gas and electric is much more beneficial than a top-up meter because you're almost using their credit. You know what I'm saying? A bill is a form of credit. They're going to give you the item first and you got to pay for it after. That's credit. They've got way more credit than we've got. But if they put it onto as a pay-as-you-go meter, you're done. Because you imagine...
Done in what sense?
You're done because you got to top up like £100 a week on both.
Basically, your
And it
money,
can get
your
mental.
money,
It's getting mental at the moment.
you're not working in. You're working in instead of working in arrears, you're working in
Real time.
like future.
Yeah.
Data.
And that's if you're a HMO landlord, that's one of you. Well, in my experience of it, that's one of the things you want to maintain. You want to try and keep the gas and electric running because if it goes onto a top up, get the key, plug it in, or a smart meter, you're paying a lot in real time.
And get smart meters, man, so you can really
You know what I mean?
you can really monitor it.
So
If you're a landlord, you gotta have them smart meters. You gotta be watching that daily and realizing what's going on. And
Yeah.
so if you do have a peak month, like start implementing things.
Definitely. So yeah. Utilities is the first squeeze, really. Rents typically fixed for a few years, so that's not any issue. But
Still going up though.
they will.
Yeah, 100%. Because as the interest rates rise, the landlords have to
Yeah, I just told you
put the cost
my
up.
mortgage went up 150. So what would I do to? Am I gonna lose 150 a month?
Yeah, I get you. You have to offset.
I have to offset it.
Yeah.
I have to offset it. But now the council's the government's talking about rent freezes, as in landlords can't put the rents up.
Slow it down.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Google that.
Yeah.
What they're saying about that? When's it coming in? Is it coming in?
So wait there. So you as a landlord, you can't put your prices up, but the government was still trying to put the price up on everything else.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, because obviously,
That's
Well, you know what? Let's check the fact first.
No, it's true.
Let's check it.
But check it. But it's like, yeah. But as a landlord, you want to pass the cost on, innit? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
inflation. It's like, yo, like the interest rates go up. It costs you more to rent the house, to
think-
borrow money to rent the house out.
I think it's common in Scotland already,
Yeah.
but I'm not sure if they've got a date for it. But they're saying could.
The discussion's happening.
Yeah,
It's probably gonna come.
discussion
It's gonna
stage.
have to come in.
But then you look at this, yo. Imagine putting the price up on a tenant that can't afford it or loses their job. That creates a whole new situation.
Yeah, I get that part. Yeah, I get that.
But it's still like, well, imagine the
landlord
can't pay his
don't-
mortgage because he ain't getting
Like the
enough.
situation in New
It's
York,
just a knock-on effect.
New York and the rental market
Yeah.
over there is crazy, bro.
In what sense?
Yeah.
Like,
Now they didn't have a rent cap, and that was just done a mad thing, like tripled and doubled and quadrupled.
the rent over there is a mad, like
Miami
like,
as
you
well,
need
eh?
to be like, yo, it's just a mad bidding wars.
Check that one.
Rental market
York.
in New York.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
While you're checking that, I heard that in Berlin, and I think it's like Sweden or somewhere like that, they have a system of like it's got a rent cap, but you can change it, but only in between tenancies. You can't change it during a tenancy.
Okay.
But in some places, we have to fact check that they have like lifetime rental properties. So I just speaking off the top of my head without the full knowledge, it's like you'll rent it for an extremely long period of time, but it's guaranteed. So you might just rent it for like $1,000, but you've locked in for like a 5-10 year contract. But as a normal residential person, the only way you can get out of that is if you give it to someone else.
Oh,
It's
okay.
not the landlord.
So the landlord don't lose out basically.
Yeah,
then.
you don't care. I've
Yeah,
given
yeah,
you a
yeah.
20-year contract. Yeah, I've planned my life. I'm gone.
Yeah.
You want to get out of that? You better find somewhere else that
I've
wants
heard that.
that.
I've heard that.
I
Passing
heard,
on the tenancy.
I heard that in Norway though, like this, the quality of life is meant to be better. Like I heard like the whole social system, like in terms of like people that run benefits and that, they find it easier out there because of the way that the government go about governing
And
those types of people, innit?
it's things like that that make me travel to Switzerland to understand
Okay,
these
yeah,
things.
I get you.
You know what I'm saying the average income is like 80 bag.
Yeah, it's
a year.
mad. It's mad.
The average, like, just
What's cost of living though?
it's probably like that.
It's expensive out there. I remember I went out there. This is about 8 years ago. I went out there. I bought a drink, a chocolate, a pack of crisps. Swear down, it come to £10.
It's all relative, man. It's all
Yeah.
relative.
It's
I
like,
know
it's like living in London. You get me?
Yeah, I
What's the
get it.
average income in London?
I get it, but I'm just saying it's £10. Like, I can still go London and buy all of that for like £5. You get what I'm saying? Like,
But you know the difference is though. Like London's like a fake inflation, where you still got the hood there.
Yeah,
this
yeah,
is a
yeah.
real. This is a real. This is what it's supposed to be like.
yeah.
Like you're paying £10 for the packet of crisps and all that, but you're safe though.
You safe, yeah.
Clean-
for
the
real.
streets are
like
clean,
no
though.
word of a lie. Like when it snows and that, they've got the snow plowers out. They're
Yeah.
pushing the snow off the fucking.
But £10 for munchies, fam. They better be doing that.
For real.
Yo.
Yeah.
But what would you rather though?
I'd rather be safe.
Yeah, it's
Bit
be
of both,
safe
man.
still.
I'd rather be safe. Kids playing out, look out the window, kids are there. All right, cool.
You get me? Yeah,
what I'm saying?
100%.
That-
Pros and cons to everything, man. I'm honest. You see, when it comes to the hood, it's not all negative, man. You know
It's
what I'm
not,
saying?
it's not,
Like,
it's not.
100%.
it builds warriors. You know what I'm trying to
But
say?
obviously,
It's
that's
not
what
what
it is
should we,
about.
do we all need to be built as warriors and that though?
Nah, but
A bit of both, man. A bit of
You
both.
gotta understand the pros and cons to know where you fit in to make profit, or even to know where you're gonna maneuver.
You can be a savage without going through savage situations, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like the royal family, they'll send their boys off into the army and all them kind of things and send them on expeditions to Antarctica and all that. They build it in, you get me? In a healthy way.
Yeah.
We-
Well-rounded, the quality.
Well-rounded. Man's like coming of age is like going to pen in the hood. That's when you become a man.
Just to get back on the last fact that you told me to check
What?
up, according to the latest data from Zompa, the average rent for one bedroom apartment in New York City in August 2022 is $3,950.
Fucking
A
hell.
30%.
Have you got a picture of that? It's not going to be nothing special.
That's a
30
micro apartment.
A 36% increase compared to the previous year. In 2019, in the before times, the median rent for one bedroom was 3,000.
Yo, no, you know what they're doing in New York? They're paying for the rent a year in advance. They're paying a year's up front.
That's how they're locking it in.
So say you got two people going for the same rent, for the same property. They're saying, one man's saying, yo, I'll give you a year up front.
I just had
And they're still rising as well.
Yeah, I just had two people come and view rooms in a HMO, and they paid for like yo, I'll pay 6 months in advance, no messing around. I took the rent was $450, it's gone up to $500 now. They came and I said, listen, you know, there's a lot of people interested in this room, blah blah blah. Yes, mate, just whatever it is, we'll just lock it in 6 months, no messing around.
And that's when it comes to this different types of people moving into certain areas. Gentrification, we're talking about.
We're talking different type of people.
Because you got one person talking about 6 months rent up front, and you got another person talking DSS and all them things. You know what I'm trying to say to you?
And what does 5 weeks deposit mean?
You know what I'm trying to say?
You know what I mean? Now we're talking like mature foreign students.
But I can remember, like, yo, like, would you know? I'm talking about, like, yo, like, I'm driving past it, I'm saying, yo, things are starting to change. Yo, I'm saying, like, board game coffee shops.
You get me, a man walking around with Peroni beers in their hand and that, like, man, them do not drink. You get me, like, I've seen
man riding big wheel bicycles.
Kids
acting like everything's all right.
Yeah, it's not LA for them.
I hear it still. I've seen it with my own eyes.
From years ago, we've been hearing stories about the Chinese investors knocking the door in closest city centre areas, offering above the market rate.
Yeah.
We're talking long-term investments, man.
So obviously, for the average person, yeah, how will we survive in the recession, and how will we benefiting from it?
But first of all, turn down, man. Like, stop trying to like live for other people. Don't worry about what everyone else is doing. Look at your wage and at your wage. Like,
create another income stream if you can.
It's easy. I think that's easier said than done for a lot of people. Not everyone's like that. Some people are just used to, I just get up and got my job, and that's what I do.
Do more hours, man.
You sound like
more income, man.
it sound like the Chancellor, man. Like, how can we escape it? Work harder.
Yo, that's the real, cause yo.
Now that's what you can tell yourself, innit? But obviously, hearing that from someone else, it might be a bit harder to take, innit?
Is that reasonable to tell someone to work harder?
I mean, it is, but at the same time,
some people need to work harder. Some people look for opportunities.
It's something you have to tell yourself.
But you know what it is though? What's harder though? Because it's like that. The average income for the UK. Please check it, but I think it's like 30 bag.
I don't think it's less than that. You know, I swear it's less than 30. I swear the average.
I don't think the average of people earning money is that
30,
high, but I think it's about 30. Like, just check that. But I think like a teacher's on like 22.
We do live above our means though.
Yeah, 31,400.
Yeah, that's because some people are ballers. That's why
we do live above our means though.
Yeah,
generally, you know what I'm saying. So just turn down a bit.
Yeah, man, needs to be deleting Uber, delete Deliveroo, anything that comes to you and takes you somewhere else. Delete it.
Cost your peas.
You know what I mean?
A collection only.
Collection, cooking
in the yard, fam.
Cooking only. Yo, learn. CS, you're gonna have to learn to cook, you know.
That's a collection only. You know?
I can cook.
Nah, CS cooks, man. I'm lying, man. Cooks.
That's a collection only. Now, but seriously, like, really, do you have to turn down?
No, you're 100%. You have to understand that you have to make sacrifices, man.
Yeah.
You can't always live above your means, and you can't always think that the lifestyle that you live in at this moment can't be reduced just to benefit you in the future.
I think that also depends on the age group you're talking to as well, though. Because when I was younger, my attitude was just get more money, but my risk tolerance was high.
Yeah.
Now it's more like, turn down a little bit, but make more money though. But make more money in calculated ways. Like, what can I do differently? What deals can I do?
Yeah,
what kind of
do you
stuff.
think that's come from having more knowledge?
100%, man.
So getting more knowledge, I think, is a major factor.
Of course it is.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, obviously, in your spare time, like, you gotta know how you're using your spare time. I think that's a major thing in it, because if you have got spare time,
you see what I'm trying to say.
You can be putting
not working hard if you got bare spare time.
Yeah. I mean, first things first. If you look at your phone and when you're driving, you're listening to more music than you are something. at least balance it 50-50.
Yeah.
But if the last thing that you did was listen to a tune and you can't remember listening to no podcast, no book, no YouTube with something educated.
That's a big one, you know, bro.
Just balance it.
That's a big one. Like,
One 3-minute tune.
learn to learn to take in information, bro. That's a big thing, you know. Learning to take in information, because a lot of people do just listen to music, and there's nothing wrong with that.
We just been programmed that way, though. When you jump in your car, you put tunes on.
But there's a lot of information.
That's too
out
much
there.
entertainment, no man.
Yeah.
That's just.
What are you so entertained about, man?
That's a look. Entertainment's a luxury, man. But
It is.
It's been programmed to be just a normality.
Yeah, or partying every weekend and them things are bare celebration.
You ain't got nothing to party about, man.
You know what though? People are just running away from the realities of life, though,
100%,
innit? So obviously, remember, as
Yeah.
Mike said, there's certain people you say work hard to, they can't take that information, they can't take that critique. You get what I'm saying? All they know is go to their 9 to 5, and then on the evenings and weekend, it's my time, and that's my time to fucking just
Unwind.
disconnect from everything else. But to me, that's bullshit, and it like.
But you know what it is? Obviously, in different stages of people's lives, everyone's not willing to take information in it. But when you are, you got things like this to say, for you to look back and say, yo, you know.
I think it's about that long-term thinking as well. Like, where do you really want to be? What are you trying to achieve? Because if you don't feel like you are someone that is going to achieve great things in life, it's very easy to then just take it easy on a day-to-day lifestyle.
But like I said, if we talk about transition though, like coming from where you've come from, not everyone transitions at the same time.
No.
Do you get it?
But you can run out of time.
But you can also, facts, 100%, bro.
You can run out of time.
But guess what though? Not right now though. You can't. There's always a chance to make a change or learn something or educate
Look at the
yourself.
KFC brother, man. Check that. When did the KFC brother start that?
Is that real though? Are we
Check
taking
it, man.
that?
Check it, man. That's
You know
what
what?
That's how we're gonna check it.
Big man thing.
Colonel Sanders is made up.
It's a nice story.
Okay, let's
It's a nice story.
Let's
What
find
am I
out.
typing in?
Colonel Sanders. When did he start? When
It's
did
a nice
KFC
story, you get me?
guys
Come on,
start
it's a good
KFC?
story for the brand, you get me? It's strong.
Let's find out. That's
67 years
I
old,
don't believe-
retirement
I don't
age.
believe
And
Colonel
Believe it, man. I believe it.
you can believe. You don't have to believe in something. You get me? But the reality is, it's probably the action.
But you know what it is? When it comes down to it, okay.
The idea though is,
I think the foundation of it is
Sanders
having a plan.
Started KFC when he turned 40 back in 1930.
I never even heard that. Man was talking about 60s and that.
in
Thought it was
Colby,
60s
Kentucky, and started serving his southern style chicken. But Colonel Sanders didn't perfect his unique blend of 11 herbs and spices that are still used today and still top secret until 1939.
How old is he?
So he would have been 49.
I've
So
heard
he was on a
that.
9-year graph.
So hang on, where did we even get 60 from? Lies, fam. Is there any real pictures of Colonel Sanders?
I'll be
Next time,
honest, furthermore,
mixing some chicken and
I
that.
believe that he rubbed that from slaves. That whatever that
like
season.
JD.
Just keep it violence.
Just keep it finance.
Like Jack Daniels, innit? Jack Daniels just come out and say, that. I was like,
You know, I think it all comes down to having a plan, though.
Yeah.
Saying to like having a plan and following the plan. It's like, yo, going through recessions, you got to have a plan and stick to it, man.
Yeah.
But just try and stick to it.
And be willing to listen to information.
you know, as well though, for some people, the recession thing don't really matter, you know.
Yeah, we
That's
spoke about this
yeah,
before,
the
man.
recession don't matter.
Yo, man on the ends. Yo,
First of all, you're in a council house. Nothing ain't happening to that price.
Yeah.
So don't worry about that. We're not talking about
especially when you talk about
Rent.
crime now.
Yeah.
Yo, me and Max just spoke about this before. In a recession, crime and criminals, that's a good time for them at the end of the day, because like, yo, people are depressed, spending more money on drugs. Man that are robbing.
Yeah.
Man are just robbing. You get me? What I'm trying to say. So
Who's
man,
robbing all the way through?
recessions don't really affect the road.
It's different for
so
different
much, bro.
people, innit? But obviously, like, if you're trying to do better in life, you still got to make a plan in it, and you got to be willing to take information in it.
100%.
You get what I'm trying to say?
You know what though? I've seen like yes you do, but I've seen some of the humblest guys, like they've just got their thing and they'll just stick at it. And like, you know, like that one guy that you kind of take you don't take seriously, and Israel doing the best. You know what I mean? He's got his stack there. He doesn't overspend. He knows his lane and he sticks to it. Sometimes just that simple.
He turns down when he needs to turn down. He turns up when he needs to turn up.
And when he turns up, he don't really turn up too much.
That guy
He knows
was
his
already
lane.
nice before the recession, that's why. And he
Probably,
saved for
yeah.
a rainy day. That's what it is.
You know what I mean? Like, so it's like certain men that got like footballer friends, but they ain't trying to do what the footballer friends are doing
Yeah.
because they know their lane. They don't get sucked into it.
Yeah.
That's mad. That's a good example. That is.
You know what I mean? I think
Being
some of
around
that's
certain people.
That's a big problem though as well. On the flip side, people that have got footballer friends and they try and keep up with the footballer.
Yeah.
All right, well,
That will wipe you out.
yeah, but tell me this then. He said like the people say mix with people that are in higher levels than you and all them have friends in higher places and stuff.
But I like to work off the principle where like, you split your time into thirds. So you spend a third of the time with people kind of on the same level or doing the same amount as you. A third of the time at people you can help, and a third of your time where people that can help you.
Yeah.
Like further along the line.
Yeah.
That's kind of a balance kind of.
You just got to be careful with that though, because the further your time you spend with the people below you can mash you up. The further the time you spend with people at a higher level can mash you up.
Yeah,
as
you're
well.
helping that third, man. You're helping that third. Just the way.
As long as it stays like that.
Because sometimes it's where it starts to become a problem is when you're spending 100% of your time with people that's doing worse than you. So you're always bringing them up.
Yeah.
100% of the time with people on the same level, so everyone's just jiggy, and 100% of the time with man just doing better than you, then probably just get depressed or something.
Yeah.
But that's the other side of it. Like, I think some of these quotes and some of these things that people push, it looks wake up at 5 a.m. and all these kind of things. It looks good, but everyone's different. Some people wouldn't want to be with the bedroom that's got the circle of friends that have all got like Lambos and stuff like that. Because they can't go home after that.
Yeah, real talk.
You know what I'm saying? Someone can't go to be with like the bedrooms that are just beneath them because they start ending up doing what they're doing and stuff like that. Sometimes just messing with the social circle on your same level is probably the safest thing.
Okay.
But it depends on the person and where you're mentally at. Sometimes.
I hear that.
But I think we should sum it up now because we spoke a lot. We spoke about credit, recession, means and ways of saving your money or even just putting yourself in a better position throughout the recession. But like, what would we say to sum this up then? Invest.
Yeah,
Invest in something that doesn't rely on your emotional state.
You know what it is? Invest. It doesn't have to be a lot, over a long period of time. I think like the compound interest investment strategy, it's like you invest £100 a month, man, and over 40 years, you're gonna have to double check this if my numbers are right. Investing £100 a month over 40 years, I think you invest £48,000, but you end up with a pot of 1.188 million and some change.
But what if they ain't got that £100 though a month?
Start with 10.
Honestly, you see what I'm saying? Invest though. I mean, just invest in yourself. It could be money.
I think that's getting a 12% return as well.
Investing your time into just taking in information.
It could be education because the compound works in
It's
anything.
The same way.
It's
the
a
compound
spiritual
works
thing.
the
It's
same
not
way.
just about.
That's what kind of frustrates me. We doing certain type of business like this. Like obviously you have people that you want to invest with, and just letting them know that it takes nothing to learn. Do you get it? That can help the business. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Simple things like technology, like even just using certain apps to your own benefit.
It's all an investment.
Learn how to edit. Do you get it?
100%. So with the word invest, doesn't mean putting money down to get a return.
Nah.
Invest your time.
It doesn't have the word invest to me doesn't have anything to do with money.
Kind of means
It's just
like lower
that's
your
something
costs.
you can-
yeah,
100%.
yeah.
Picking up a book and looking at it and looking at the pages, man, and it's an investment in yourself. The reality is, everyone can go through hard times.
Yeah, bro.
We're not saying that any of this is going to be a magic
Walk in the
fix
park.
to get you through this time. But just invest so that you've just got the best opportunity of being there at the end of it.
Invest your time, invest your attention.
All right then. So let's just wrap this up now. And has anyone else got anything else to add?
Nah, man, that's a
Anything?
lot
I
of
think
that's a
we've
lot of
got
value. I
enough
think we gave them
How
there.
long was that?
Well, there's no one manning the cameras. You get what I'm saying? CS is on the table, so
I want to know though. That's last question. Like, where would you advise people to go to get information on the fields that you're in it? So like in terms of property,
YouTube, man.
but what?
I use YouTube like Google search engine, man.
yeah.
Like literally, and you know what it is? It depends on what you're typing into Google. depending on what result you're gonna get.
So what would you type in then? Because if you tell a man to go to YouTube,
Be more specific.
it's too ambiguous,
You have,
isn't
to,
it?
you, have
Like
to
I'm
learn,
saying,
you have to learn the keywords.
Yeah,
yeah.
you have to be specific. So not
like the
just
keywords.
You know,
so
these-
for example, not
Can't-
just
you
like,
have to learn.
how do I invest? Like, yo, it's not just like, yo, don't just type in how do I invest. Like, if you're thinking about property, how do I invest in property? Or even more specific, if you've found a certain strategy, like say service accommodation, how do I invest in service accommodation? Like, just be more specific, and then you're gonna get a more specific result.
you know the easiest way.
Understanding the language.
The easiest way to do it, I would say now, if I'm starting from scratch, is find someone that looks like they're doing what you want to do.
And reach out to them.
Yeah.
Speak to them. Speak to a real person.
Yeah.
Get those specific keywords and then go from there. You know what I mean? Because there's so many different things you can do in property, but unless you actually want to dedicate your life to property, it's a bit different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're a creative. You wouldn't want to do what I do.
No, I wouldn't. But I was speaking to Sam about it downstairs, isn't it? Like
Beforehand, yeah.
how you do property.
So you can be property full time,
Yeah,
or
or
literally you can have your own
part-time.
career, and you can just put your money into property. There's loads of different
Different
facets.
strategies,
You're
yeah,
not trying to say
If it was like that, you need to find someone who looks like they're doing their thing and then find ways to help them to do their thing more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And make it an exchange. Like, how can I invest in your next project?
I
Stuff
get
like
you.
that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And more importantly as well, I would say find someone that looks like they got a bit of backbone to them, bit of balls. Because there's certain people out there that will look really good, like good visuals, everything's nice, really doing some nice flips and shit. The minute things go bad, they go dark.
Yeah.
You'll never see them again. Just fade to black.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You need someone that is like, you know, you can see, oh, I see you went through that hard time, but you overcame it. Because everyone is cool until that bad thing happens to them and then they can't overcome it because they weren't built like that.
Yeah, I get you.
You know what I mean? And then that's where you get like the Bernie Madoffs and all these kind of people. Like, yo, it's like the best example. Like, everything was cool. Everyone wanted to mess with him. Folded.
Who's that?
Bernie Madoff.
Ponzi scheme, brother, isn't it?
Let me get one last fact check. Who is Bernie Madoff?
Who is? Wow, you're putting me under pressure here.
Bernie Madoff.
Bernie.
Yeah. But the idea of
A
it
big
is,
gin out thing though.
it's a gin outing. But a lot of people are ginaling. It probably wasn't a gin outing at the start.
Yeah.
Bernie
Palestine.
Lawrence Madoff was an American financier who executed the largest Ponzi scheme in history, defrauding thousands of investors out of tens of billions of dollars over the course of at least 17 years, possibly longer.
What film is it? There's a film on it, isn't it?
Did they make a film of it?
Sure, there's a film on it.
Yeah. But you have to be careful who you speak to. You know what I'm saying? Speak to people that are going to give you the real. Not just, yeah, mate, so good. Give me your 10 grand. Give me your 30 grand. Give me 100 grand and I'll flip it around and give you back. Bro, you have to speak to someone that's like, you know what, bro, hold off because now's a bad time. Material prices are doubling. It wouldn't be a great time to do a flip now because I can't really tell you what the cost of it's going to be if anything happens. You know what I mean? They're just taking like mortgage products off the shelf. You need people that are going to tell you the bad as well as the good.
Yeah.
Just the trill, fam. The real.
Right, well, let's just wrap it up anyway. It's been a good one. We're going for a bit of time now, but this is Sinners Finance. I'm Sinner Speed, and we're out.
Mm-hmm.